the Foul-Mouthed Aussie, and you're listening to that wrestling podcast, and it fucking sucks!
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Thursday, it's Money, it's Mike Britt, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
Man, I am so ready, so amped. Let's do it.
Let's get it in, baby. Yeah, we got a big announcement today. We're going to talk a little bit of Barry Horowitz. We're going to let Mike break some news here in a moment. We got a little bit of Ric Flair talk today. Ric Flair was evidently discharged from the hospital. There's 4 WWE superstars reportedly refusing to work in Saudi Arabia. Shawn Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger, has been booked for Double or Nothing. Impact Wrestling searching for a new TV partner. Booker T on WWE The War is on versus AEW. The 24/7 championship has been unveiled, and we're going to share our thoughts on that. We got so much to hop into today, brother. We're going to play a little bit of random wrestling knowledge with Clyde. So many topics. You ready to do all this, Mike?
I'm ready, man. Let's get it going.
But before we do, why don't you tell the people of the audience what we have lined up for this Monday?
Let me tell you what, I'm so excited. If we seem a little extra amped and out of our mind today, it's because we just had an excellent interview with Barry Horowitz. WWF legend and WCW legend was so kind to come onto our show. So we're just cutting and pasting. David's doing his magic, and it's coming, folks. Y'all get ready for it. I think it was an excellent interview, and couldn't ask for more of a gentleman to be on the show.
Man, well said there, brother. I was going to share some thoughts on it, but you just summed it up well, brother. Yeah, we cannot wait to get this all patched together and, produce it as best as possible, I guess, put some polish on it, and we're going to release it to the world here, hopefully on Monday.
That's a good wrestling day, Monday. That's the best day to release it, I think.
I agree, brother. Best day of the week. Man, it's just been good news all around, brother. Did you see that Ric Flair was released from the hospital yesterday?
Man, I am so happy about that, man. So happy about that. I met Flair one time. I think I talked to you about it. It was years ago. He was doing a signing for Coca-Cola down here. And then I seen him real briefly at WrestleMania 34. And when I seen him then, he was just now recovering. And, man, he looked so bad. He had lost so much weight and everything. But then he began to get his health and get healthier, and he's looking real good. So I'm glad he's in and out, man. We love the Nature Boy here at the Wrestling Podcast, and that's great news all around, man.
Absolutely, brother. Huge fan of Ric Flair, and he tweeted this out yesterday. It says, "The Nate is home. Thank you to all the incredible staff and doctors at Gwinnett Medical Center once again. I am so thankful for all my family, friends, and fans for all the love. At this time in my life, I never take it for granted. I will be back up and wooing in no time. Woo!" So that's good there. Ric Flair's out and tweeting wooing again, so cannot wait.
Awesome.
Can't wait to see him strutting around in the ring again, brother. And actually, The Miz also sent Ric Flair some get well wishes on Twitter. He said, "Always be Ric Flair. You're the best. No one's better. You're the GOAT. So keep fighting, keep doing well, and I'll see you the next time you're backstage, and you'll give me a oh woo." So that's good to see, brother.
It is, and especially that coming from The Miz, man, because I've heard a lot of comparisons, and I'll make the comparison myself. The Miz and Ric Flair, to me, have a lot of similarities because, man, when The Miz is so well on the mic, he can do the heel, he can do the face, but when he's outside of wrestling, he's always sharp dressed. He dresses like a champion, got a beautiful wife. So he is kind of like the modern-day Ric Flair, if I could say that, in this era, The Miz. So that's cool, him sending a shout-out to the Nature Boy, man.
Yeah, I think so too, brother. And speaking of cool or controversial, I guess, I don't know if you've seen on Monday, and I'm sure you did, that the WWE unveiled the new 24/7 championship, brother. And do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I do, man. At first the rumor was going around that it would possibly be a Legends title, kind of the way TNA had a Legends title. So I was kind of thinking that's what they were going to do. And for a moment, I thought that'd be really cool because I'm thinking, okay, these legends like Taker and not Hogan, but maybe Sting and stuff like that can come out of retirement, do some big matches, and carry a Legends title, which I thought that might have been the direction situation. But it was more like a hardcore title, the 24/7. And let me tell you what, dude, I laughed so much. I thought it was the funniest stuff. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it, especially R-Truth, because I love his work, man. So I think it's fun. I think it adds a lot of comedy to the show, which is needed. So I think it's going to be really good.
I agree in some aspects. I think that the WWE needed to add like an element of unpredictability, because sometimes it's kind of easy to see everything seems kind of punchlined, like you can kind of guess what direction they're going with this or that, especially with the internet being around nowadays. So I do think it's awesome that they have something that's going to be unpredictable on a nightly, weekly basis. And also I like the fact that the belt can travel around from show to show. You don't know what show it's going to pop up on. And I hate to say this, but and I mean this in the kindest way possible, I just think the WWE has too many championships as it is, brother. Like, we're just going to crown everybody a damn champion today. What are we going to do,
Yeah, I agree with you too. I don't think I don't think with this belt it's going to be that prestigious as all at all. It is what it is. But yeah, like you said, I guess you described it the best with it not being it's unexpected. Because today with the internet we can figure out so much stuff, and storylines get revealed too early. But with that, you just don't know what's going to happen. And I'm with you, man. I like what that has brought to the show. So I think that's really cool, because you don't know what's going to happen with that, or where someone's going to lose it. And with social media, you can just have the phone with you and pin it in and do it in an airport. It's unlimited what they could do. But I agree with you on the titles. Yeah, and a lot of times the titles don't carry much weight because people don't carry the titles long enough too, and they do have too many of them. I agree with you there, David.
Yeah, I just think it just takes away a little bit of this the prestigiousness of the titles. When you've got so many, it just kind of waters down the product a little bit. That's all I'm saying there, brother. Not really a complaint, just an observation. And speaking of not knowing what's going to happen, evidently Impact Wrestling is kind of not knowing what's going to happen. Looks like their TV deal might be up in the air with Pursuit Channel, because they're a little bit upset because they're last week their main event between Rich Swann and Michael Elgin was cut off prematurely by the Pursuit Channel. They went to commercial and never came back to the finish of the match, brother. And do you have any thoughts on Impact Wrestling and kind of where they're at right now?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not able to watch it where I am. I do not get the Pursuit Channel. So number one, I think they need to go to a bigger market. Number two, they needed that to happen like they needed a hole in the head at this point. So I would be very upset too that the fans that have tuned in to watch it, it never comes back on. So that's a horrible situation. But I'm a big. I was a TNA fan for a long time, which is now Impact, and I followed them when Jeff Jarrett was doing the shows at the fairgrounds in Tennessee. And that's where a lot of superstars cut their teeth. Your AJ Styles, your Robert Roode, your Samoa Joes, Christopher Daniels. A lot of these guys, a few of these guys going to AEW actually had some pretty good runs inside TNA, Impact, if you will. So when they first come out, they were like the AEW. It was all about the talent in the ring, total non-stop action, and it was about the wrestling, and it was some really good wrestling. And of course, when your legends started coming in like Sting and Hogan and things like that, and a lot of people didn't like that product of it, but I think that grabbed a lot of casual viewers, myself, to have them legends on there. But yeah, that's unfortunate for them. I hope they can find a better TV deal, because they need one.
I agree, man. They don't need any more bad news. It's like they're struggling to hold on right now, and I don't want to see them go anywhere, dude. I haven't consumed a whole lot of TNA over the years, other than some of these legend matches that you're talking about, and I am totally aware of the stars who have their roots there too, which is beautiful. But I just don't want to see them go anywhere. I just feel like more competition, more products out there is just good for the whole industry and the whole environment, brother. I would just hate to see this company fold or something.
Yeah, I would too, man. I'll tell you what I would love. I would love to see another wrestling boom. Back in the day when you had WWE, ECW, and WCW all thriving at the same time. Now, wouldn't it be cool to have AEW, WWE, and Impact Wrestling just really booming? I think we're coming into a wrestling boom, man. I really do. I think it's right around the corner.
I do too, brother. It's like everything, the stock market, everything, brother, runs in like boom and bust cycles, and it's like we're building up to another wrestling boom, brother. I just feel it too, brother. And speaking of building up, man, we've got to we're building up for a commercial break, man. Our back's against the wall. We got to pay these bills, man. We got these people running for Congress and all kinds of crazy stuff on here, brother. So we've got to hop out and take a real quick commercial break, but we're going to be back with Clyde to wrap the show up. And thanks for joining us today, Mike. Do you have any thoughts for Clyde or any closing thoughts, brother?
I love my brother Clyde. I love Clyde. So I just Clyde, good luck on the Wrestling Knowledge game today. A random thoughts with Clyde on professional wrestling. I think you're gonna knock it out the park, brother. And it's been great, David. I appreciate you having me on today, man. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been a great show, Mike. We had a great interview with Barry Horowitz that we're going to have released as soon as possible. We can't wait to get that for you guys. We're going to hop out. We'll be right back with Clyde. Hello, I'm Richard, but you can call me Dick. And I'm going to talk about something today that not a lot of men really like to talk about. But sometimes after a long day in the saddle, I get a little itching in my nether region. And that's why I got with my friend Peter here and created a wonderful product. You tell him about it, Peter.
Well, my name's Peter. I'll tell you, if you got an itch and you giddy up, there ain't nothing better for that itch than Texas Ball Cream.
That's right, it's Texas Ball Cream. You can pick us up at all your local retailers. Just ask the pharmacist for Texas Ball Cream. The following is a paid advertisement for Scrotal Treatment Centers of America. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any products in this ad. Do you suffer from ACE, also known as atypical constant ejaculation? Well, you are not alone. And now, thanks to the Scrotal Treatment Center of America's patented new Semenese technology, you can get your problem taken care of. It's a series of 3 invasive laser-guided injections that'll have you up and running in no time. That's the Scrotal Treatment Centers of America. Not only am I a spokesman, but I'm a client. Welcome back. Segment number 2. Man, what a first segment we had. What a day it's been today here at That Wrestling Podcast. And now we're back for segment number 2 with Clyde. What's up, brother?
My God, Jerry, it grown. So pretty good, brother. Pats on the back all around everybody. That Wrestling Podcast, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What a day it's been. I cannot wait to release this interview with Barry Horowitz. And, it's just been an exciting day around here. Do you have any thoughts about the upcoming interview with Barry or any thoughts on Barry Horowitz in general?
Well, first of all, man, thanks, Mike Britt, man. Couldn't ask for a better part of our team here at That Wrestling Podcast. It's like a dream come true for an old school WWF fan to have somebody like Barry Horowitz, man. It's just pretty amazing, man. I almost lost for words. We've been doing this for a while, but this is a very special episode for us.
Yeah, and we know also you're a huge part of the team here, brothers. So we definitely asked him some questions about the hearts for you because I know how dear Owen and Brett is to your heart, brother, and to Barry's also, really, truly. So I can't wait to unleash that interview, so to speak, and let you hear what he had to say about that, brother. It's a truly a cool little segment.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's just almost a loss of words, but I know we gotta have words. It's a podcast. Get it together.
Hey, get it together, brother. Okay, you won't be at a loss for words with this next segment. Let's go ahead and roll right into this next segment. This is my favorite segment of the day right here, Clyde. My favorite segment of the day. Your favorite segment of the day. We call this one Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you ready, brother?
Yes, sir.
Audience, every day we ask Clyde 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So feel free to play along at home, and without further ado, let's hop into today's segment, brother. You ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. What year did Barry Horowitz make... What year did Barry Horowitz make his WWE debut, brother? What year was that?
Barry Horowitz WWF debut, I'm going to say 1991. Final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 1991. Final answer. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, brother. He actually debuted in 1987.
He's going to be ready to whoop my butt now, brother.
Yeah, he's going to come for you, brother. Yeah, you don't want to upset Barry, brother. I don't think he's not going to be patting you on the back. All right, here we go. Question number two, brother. Can you tell me another ring name that Barry Horowitz used?
Let's see. I believe he was at one time or another. He was actually called Bret Hart.
Mr. Producer Man, show me Bret Hart. Final answer. Well done. At least you got one right here, brother. That's good. We don't need you to drop the ball today, brother. We need you on your A game, my man. Question 3. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Who trained Barry Horowitz?
Let's see. That would be Boris Malenko. Final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me Boris Malenko. Final answer. Well done, brother. Well done. 2 for 3 today.
The great Malenko.
How does it feel, baby?
Feels pretty good, brother. Felt even better, even good before that. I wish I'd got them all now. Now I'm afraid Barry is going to come down here to Louisville and put it to me, brother.
Yeah, he's going to take it to you, brother. That's right, man. And I'll say this about Mr. Technical Barry Horowitz, dude. He is actually, truly a technical wrestler, man. So I really don't think you want any part of this gentleman. I mean, former collegiate wrestler, former Florida State high school wrestling champion, brother. I really don't think you want any part of that, dude.
Yeah, 60 years old, and he's a nutritionist right now, so I'm sure he's in good shape and ready to go. I was watching some of the highlights of the Solid Heart last night, and Barry was all over it, man. So that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I think he wrestled Owen numerous times, from the way he spoke in this interview. And, okay, I guess we'll quit teasing the interview. It'll be out Monday, folks. Check it out on Monday. And, here we go, brother, right here. Speaking of a man who's probably, going to shock and surprise the world a little bit, did you hear about Sean Spears being booked for Double or Nothing? He's booked for the 21-man Casino Battle Royale, baby.
Yeah, I did see that, man. A guy who had, I thought the sky was the limit for him there for a while there in the WWE with 10 counts all the time. I don't know what happened there. He rubbed somebody the wrong way or what, but hopefully they do better with him there in AEW.
Yeah, I think so, man. And, I think there's a stipulation, actually, to this 21-man Casino Battle Royal, and I don't know if they've changed it or not, and I've seen this floating around out there. I haven't actually confirmed it, but I believe whoever wins this is the number one contender for the AEW Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Maybe he'll get that. I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see.
Have to wait and see, brother. Yeah, speaking of wait and see, dude, did you see that 4 WWE superstars are reportedly, refusing to work in Saudi Arabia now?
I've seen something, I believe I've seen something about Kevin Owens. Wouldn't surprise me if Daniel Bryan didn't want to go. I'm not really sure about who the others could be.
Sami Zayn and Aleister Black are also reportedly refusing to work Saudi Arabia. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense with Sami Zayn because of his background, heritage, and all that. Not sure why Aleister wouldn't want to go, but, WWE can't knock them for their beliefs, man, especially not in today's world. They're going to have to kind of let them slide, man, let them take it off. Not everybody's always about the big money, brother.
Yeah, well said, brother. And speaking of, someone needs to let it slide or let it go, brother. Evidently, did you see that Carmella and Mandy Rose was exchanging some heated tweets the other day?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit about that. I don't know if they're working us or working each other or what's going on with that, but be an interesting feud there.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I can't tell who they're working. That's the cool part about it because it really did look like Carmella's knee was injured, but they played it up on the camera a little bit, so who knows? And I really like that. I kind of like being left up in the air. But here's what was tweeted out. Mandy tweeted this to Carmella. "Oh, how's your knee, honey? Also, go back to being a brunette. You're never going to look like me." Carmella then responded with the following tweet that was since deleted. "Trust me, I don't want to look like you, babe. You can never pull off both. Also, go back to NXT and learn how to be safe in the ring." Then Carmella deleted that tweet. You got any thoughts on that, brother?
I love it, man. Hopefully it's just the work. That's the art of wrestling, man. You never know. Is this real? Are these feelings real, or is this a work? Sometimes for me, either way is fine with me. I just love the drama and the art of professional wrestling.
Yeah, I love the art and the drama too, brother. And speaking of art and drama and all that, we gotta hop out and take a dramatic commercial break, brother. So, you got any thoughts before we hop out, real quick?
No, sir, man. Let's get these commercials, get these bills paid.
Yeah, we will be right back after this, folks. Following is a paid advertisement for Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020. As a local business owner for over 20 years, Dick Drizzle has helped to provide jobs and stabilize our economy. As a city councilman, his Clean Streets initiative have our streets cleaner than ever, and we now have our very own 5K marathon. His humble beginnings and modest lifestyle keeps him connected to the people that matter most. Dick Drizzle, his policies work for you. Vote Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020. The following is a paid advertisement. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any claims, guarantees, or products in this ad. Hey ladies out there, you having trouble getting somebody to pay you a few dollars? Well, contact Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services today. Intervention.
You need us to intervene, smack a couple guys around? No problem.
Mediation. We can mediate your problem today. Protection.
You need your money, you need it now. We'll go find them, smack them around. Nobody's got to know a thing.
That's Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services, also known as PIMP. Welcome back. Segment number 3. What a show it's been today, brother. Back here with Clyde to wrap it up. Man, how's everything going, dude?
Pretty good, man. No complaints. Nothing but blessings on this day, but it's feeling really good today.
Absolutely. Been a good day all around, brother. And speaking of having a good day, it seems like Chris Jericho is always having a good time, like taking shots at WWE. And what's funny is we shared this on Facebook. I actually had one person tell me that he was congratulating his friend Brock, and they was actually serious about that. You tell me what he's doing here, though, brother. I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused. Here's what Jericho's tweet was after Brock Lesnar won the Money in the Bank briefcase last weekend. He said, awesome to see Brock Lesnar win the Money in the Bank match, even though he hasn't officially entered. Brock is the future of the business, and this is a perfect example of genius booking and shows why the WWE will remain on top forever. Go, Brock, go. What do you think about that, brother?
My God, Jerry Negron. Look at all the sarcasm there, brother. That ain't nothing but sarcasm and a direct shot at WWE.
I mean, what else could it be, dude, right? I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, I don't see how anybody else could see that different, man. And Jericho actually went at Lesnar once upon a time because he thought that he purposely split Randy Orton open in the ring. So I don't think they're on the best terms, man. I think that was a direct shot.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think there's really no other way you can view them remarks, and especially with the feud that's going on, all the stuff. You know, like I said last week, Jericho was quoted as saying it was a war, even if you don't want it to be. I mean, it's going to be a battle, dude. You know, everybody's in the trenches right now, brother, and it's going to be a nice, long, ongoing battle. And I really can't wait to see it. I just hope it makes both products better.
Yeah, we'll be on the outside covering it.
On the outside looking in. That's right, brother. Yeah, I don't think there's not too many of these superstars on either company who I'd actually want to step in the ring with, brother.
No, I'm completely good, man. I enjoy being a spectator.
Absolutely, brother. Like my violence scripted, brother, and choreographed. I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
And speaking of kind of keeping in touch with today's show, dude, let's touch on this real quick. You know, technical wrestling versus the more edgy and high spots. You know, what do you like better?
Oh, good Lord, you're going to get me in trouble now. No, man, no offense to any of that kind of hardcore wrestling. I don't see a lot of art in that, man. I know people love it, so I don't want to knock it so hard. I think the technical wrestling and the all the moves and just being crisp and everything is nice and snug and the timing is so much. It takes so much more to do that, man. It just does bash each other around with garbage cans and things like that.
Well said, dude. I'm a huge fan of technical wrestling myself, and that's why I'm just kind of curious because Mr. Technical himself, Barry Horowitz, is not in the WWE Hall of Fame, dude. And really, when you're talking about a true technician in the ring, and maybe a man ahead of his time, you know, as far as, you know, back then it was more about the big guys with the look, and nowadays a little bit smaller, he wasn't necessarily a small guy by any standard, but a smaller guy by wrestling standards with technical skill can get over, you know?
Oh, yeah, big time. You take a gentleman like Mr. Horowitz today, man, you put him in today's climate, he would be a larger guy actually now.
Yeah, and just like you said, the technical skill, and he's got the know-withal to go in the ring, dude. I mean, it wouldn't have been bad to see him going today, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I'm with you, man. You know, I like my wrestlers: Bret Hart, Flair, Savage, you know, Dean Malenko, guys of that nature.
Yeah, well said, brother. Me as well, brother. All right, let's move on to this real quick here, dude. We'll close the show up with this today, dude, because This is like this has been going on, on our show at least since its inception. We've been talking about this topic for the last, 6 months here, and there's been a lot of deniers out there who don't want to admit that this is what's going on. But Booker T even said as much recently. Here we go. Booker T on AEW versus WWE. The war is on, and that's a quote, brother. And what do you think about that from Booker T?
He knows what's up, just like Jericho does, man. It is a war. I think what it is the owners, especially Tony Khan, is that the correct name for the guy that's on the AEW?
Yes.
I think what it is he really does, like we've read, he looks up to Vince, and he don't want it to be that, but it's probably going to have to be that.
I mean, what else can it be, brother? Like, yeah, if you create your best friend has a brownie shop on the corner, and you go on the other corner across the street and open up a cupcake shop. I mean, you're kind of competing with them,
Yeah, and you see, little Joey got fired. Well, let's bring him on over to our brownie shop.
That's right. Yeah, little Joey was one of the better brownie makers they had in that shop. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, they could have used him more, man. They held him down. There had to be politics.
That's right. Little Joey was on the back line in there. He should have been up there cutting those brownies. Yeah, so exactly like you said, though, dude. The war is on, brother, and I think Booker T knows it, too. He went back, and this is I'm going to actually tell you the source on this here. It came from his most recent episode of the Hall of Fame podcast. So it's his own personal podcast, and he touched on his days with WCW and back, the initial Monday Night War, and just how he sees the similarities there. Whether people like it or not, it's basically on.
Yeah, I agree, brother.
Yeah, Wrestling Inc. actually has a cool summary of the show, WrestlingInc.com. You can check that out if you just want to read all Booker T's quotes and don't really feel like investing the time into the video, brother.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I think it is going to be a wrestling war, man. And if you think about a little backstory real fast, Jericho and Booker T, they were in WCW. They went over to WWF. So I think that's something that maybe some of the others are not saying. But I mean, me and you as fans, we've seen it clear as day. This is going to be a war, brother.
Yeah, we've seen it coming for a long time, brother. And,
I can't wait, man. I'm sitting here, just thinking about it now. I can't wait to get it going.
Well, that war is coming up on us fast, and so is the end of today's show, brother. So thank you so much for joining us. Really, it's just, if we was all over the place today, we apologize. It was a super exciting today here in the That Wrestling Podcast studios. We had a wrestling legend, Mr. Barry Horowitz, on the show. Mr. Technical Barry Horowitz on the show, excuse me there. And yeah, we cannot wait to unleash that interview for you guys on Monday. And so without further ado, Clyde, having said all that, you want to go ahead and be nice enough to put a bow on today's episode?
Yeah, for everybody that listens to us out there, man, hit the like button. Even better, hit the subscription button. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a wrestler, tell anybody, help! And if you don't like us, hit us with the King Kong Bundy Splash for the 5 count. And another kudos, man. Kudos, Mike Britt and Barry Horowitz, amazing. And we will be sharing this, like we always do, on our Facebook affiliate pages, Bliss Army, Becky Lynch Mob, Hitman Heart Fan Club, Kofi Kingston Club, iHeart Pro Wrestling, Carlitos Caribbean Cool Fan Club, Wrestling is Our Passion, Wrestling Unleashed, All Access Indie Wrestling, LJN Maniacs, All Elite Wrestling, Let's Get Rowdy With It, Wicked Thoughts, Music for Thoughts, and WWE Retro Figure Fan Club.
Clyde, I appreciate you having that list, ready every single day, because I know you don't do a damn bit of preparation for the show, but you do have that list ready, brother. So for you having that list, you've just made my list. And people out there, if you like us, let us know. Check us out, thatwrestlingpodcast.com. It's always open, 24/7, updated with the freshest, most ridiculous wrestling content on the web. And if you like us, put us over. If not, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.
That's that, baby.
Ooh, yeah. And you can't teach that.
Rich with the DDT.
This summer, one family.
Dad, this place is kind of creepy.
Son, get some rest. There's nothing to be afraid of. Is about to see that things ain't always what they seem.
The legend is true. Can't believe it.
For thousands of years, they've been dormant, and now they must eat.
Darnell Jackson and Haley Joe Osment star in this summer's blockbuster hit that you won't want to miss. Okay, my keys. Where's my keys?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh God!
Clowns in a House.